Welcome to today's news. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Here are the latest trending news stories from across the globe. Let's dive into today's top headlines. Trump completes cabinet with Brooke Rollins as Agriculture Secretary nominee. Trump's national security peak Michael Waltz vows strong U.S. unity. Trump should clean house at DOJ, says Senator Eric Schmidt. GOP Senator blocked general's promotion over Afghanistan withdrawal. Fred Harris, Oklahoma Senator and advocate for the underserved, dies at 94. Gautam Adani and nephew face ACC summons in multi-million-dollar bribery case. Chuck Woolery, former game show host, dies at 83. China concerned over North Korea's growing ties with Russia, US official claims. COP29 reaches 300 billion climate fund goal. Islamabad locked down amid protests demanding Imran Khan's release. Max Verstappen wins fourth straight Formula One world title. And Ruben Amorim's Manchester United held to 1-1 draw by Ipswich. You were listening to Headlines, now news in detail. Donald Trump recently nominated Brooke Rollins as the Secretary of Agriculture, completing his cabinet selections. He announced the decision on Saturday, selecting Rollins, a long-term ally and president of the America First Policy Institute, for the role. Trump praised Rollins for her dedication, stating she would protect American farmers and support the country's agriculture. Rollins, who grew up on a farm, was active in agricultural clubs like Future Farmers of America and 4-H during her youth. She earned a degree in agricultural development from Texas A&M University and later became a lawyer. Previously, Rollins served as director of the Office of American Innovation and acting director of the Domestic Policy Council during Trump's first administration. If confirmed by the Senate, she will oversee farm subsidies, food programs, and trade negotiations, including revisiting the US-Mexico-Canada agreement with potential tariffs. Trump's cabinet choices included notable names like Robert Kennedy Jr., who was nominated for Health Secretary, and Pam Bondi, who replaced Matt Gaetz as Attorney General nominee. Some picks faced criticism, including Linda McMahon for Education Secretary and Pete Hegseth for Defense Secretary, both due to controversies. Representative Michael Waltz, recently chosen by Donald Trump as his national security advisor, said he is closely collaborating with President Joe Biden's team to ensure smooth coordination during the transition. Waltz confirmed he met with Jake Sullivan, Biden's national security advisor, to address shared concerns about global adversaries. Waltz emphasized their united approach, stating, "We are one team during this transition. Our adversaries should not see this as a time of weakness. This marks Walz's first public statement since his nomination. A Florida congressman and the first Green Beret in Congress, Walz highlighted Trump's concerns about rising tensions globally, especially the escalation in Ukraine. Walz criticized the use of anti-personnel landmines, comparing the situation to World War I trench warfare. He also addressed conflicts in Gaza and praised Israel's efforts against Hamas and Hezbollah. Walz called for lasting Middle East peace, referencing the Abraham Accords signed during Trump's previous term. Confident in Trump's leadership, Walz predicted the new administration would restore stability and deterrence globally. He said they aim to quickly return to an era of peace and successful diplomacy under Trump's guidance. Senator Eric Schmitt, a Republican from Missouri, suggested that Donald Trump, as president-elect, should fire Justice Department employees who worked on cases against him. Schmitt made the statement during an interview calling for accountability for actions he described as politically motivated. Schmitt specifically criticized the DOJ officials who worked on cases led by Special Counsel Jack Smith. These cases involved Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election results and his handling of classified documents after leaving office in 2021. Schmitt argued that these cases were politically driven and collapsed under legal scrutiny. Last week, Smith asked for a pause on the election-related case and the request was approved. Reports suggest Smith plans to wind down the cases and step down before Trump takes office. Trump, during his campaign, repeatedly vowed to investigate and prosecute those he accused of wrongdoing against him, including Smith. He has also promised to pardon individuals charged with crimes related to the January 6 Capitol riot. Schmitt also voiced strong support for Pam Bondi, Trump's nominee for Attorney General. Schmitt called her nomination a home run and pledged to help her secure Senate confirmation. Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma stopped the promotion of Lieutenant General Christopher Donahue, who played a key role in the 2021 U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. Donahue was set to become a four-star general and lead the U.S. Army in Europe. However, his promotion was not included in a recent Senate Armed Services Committee review of nearly 1,000 nominations. Mullin reportedly delayed the decision, citing Donahue's involvement in the Afghanistan withdrawal. He wants the new Republican-led Congress and President-elect Donald Trump to review the promotion. Lieutenant General Donahue was the last American soldier to leave Afghanistan. The U.S. withdrawal evacuated 125,000 people, including 6,000 Americans, but faced severe criticism for its chaotic execution. 13 U.S. service members and many Afghans died in a Kabul airport bombing during the operation. Senator Tammy Duckworth called for fairness, saying the full committee should decide on Donahue's qualifications. Meanwhile, efforts continue behind the scenes to lift the bloc. Trump criticized the Biden administration's handling of the withdrawal during his campaign but has not commented on Mullin's decision. It remains uncertain whether the halt will affect Donahue's promotion in the coming months. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Fred Harris, a former U.S. Senator from Oklahoma and Democratic presidential hopeful, passed away on November 23rd at the age of 94. His wife, Margaret Elliston, confirmed he died of natural causes at his home in New Mexico. Harris served in the Senate from 1964 to 1972 and was a prominent advocate for civil rights and anti-poverty programs. As chairman of the Democratic National Committee in the late 1960s, he implemented reforms that increased diversity in party leadership and conventions. Harris ran for the Democratic presidential nomination in 1976 but exited early after poor results. He later became a political science professor at the University of New Mexico and authored books on politics and history. Born in 1930 in rural Oklahoma, Harris rose from humble beginnings to national politics. He remained a strong voice for equity and fairness throughout his life. Leaders praised his integrity and dedication to progressive values. Harris is survived by his family. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has issued a summons to Indian billionaire Gautam Adani and his nephew Sagar Adani over bribery allegations. The SEC accused them of paying hundreds of millions in bribes to benefit an Adani company. This case relates to a $750 million bond offering where the Adani Group allegedly misrepresented its compliance with anti-bribery laws. The summons, filed last week in a New York federal court, gives the Adanis 21 days to respond. The SEC seeks penalties and a ban on their roles in listed companies. Federal prosecutors also issued arrest warrants accusing the Adanis of a $265 million bribery scheme to secure power supply contracts and develop India's largest solar power plant. The Adani Group denied the charges, calling them baseless. The company said the case involved only one subsidiary, Adani Green Energy. The scandal caused a sharp drop in Adani Group shares and led to Kenya cancelling an airport project with the company. Chuck Woolery, known for hosting popular game shows like Wheel of Fortune, Love Connection, and Scrabble, passed away at the age of 83. He died at his home in Texas with his wife Kristen by his side. Woolery's podcast co-host Mark Young shared the news, describing him as a dear friend and a man of faith. Woolery made his mark on television with his smooth style and witty banter. He hosted Love Connection from 1983 to 1994, where he became famous for the phrase, "We'll be back in 2 minutes and 2 seconds." In his later years, he became a right-wing podcaster, supporting conservative views and criticizing the government over COVID-19. Woolery's career included TV appearances, music, and writing songs for artists like Tammy Wynette. He is survived by his wife, children, and grandchildren. His death marks the end of an era for fans of classic game shows. Now it's time for global updates. China has shown growing unease over North Korea's increasing cooperation with Russia, according to Kurt Campbell, the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State. This concern follows reports that North Korea has sent 10,000 troops to Russia to support its war in Ukraine, with those troops reportedly already in Russia. Japanese officials also doubt China's support for North Korea's actions, noting Beijing's silence. Analysts suggest that China fears the partnership between Russia and North Korea could push the U.S. to strengthen alliances with Japan and South Korea in East Asia, a move China opposes. Campbell stated that discussions with Chinese officials revealed their concerns about Russian influence possibly driving North Korea toward actions not favorable to Beijing. Meanwhile, U.S. Indo-Pacific Commander Admiral Samuel Pepero claimed that North Korea is supplying artillery and missiles to Russia, with Russia potentially offering missile and submarine technology in return. Despite these tensions, experts believe China and Russia remain closely aligned. Analysts like Dennis Walter argue that China cannot afford to see Russia lose against the West, as such an outcome could weaken China's strategic position globally. This issue continues to highlight complex regional dynamics involving China, Russia, and North Korea. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan, a new climate deal was reached to increase financial support for poorer nations to fight global warming and shift to clean energy. The agreement raised climate finance contributions from wealthy nations to at least $300 billion annually by 2035, up from the current $100 billion required until next year. However, this fell short of the $500 billion demanded by some developing countries. The funding will come from various sources, including government budgets and private investments. Wealthy countries led by the US and EU pushed for nations like China and Saudi Arabia to contribute, but China refused, maintaining its status as a developing country despite being the largest greenhouse gas emitter. Developing nations also disagreed on funding distribution. The least developed countries bloc had requested $220 billion annually, while small island states asked for $39 billion. These figures were excluded from the final deal, which instead promised to triple public funds for these nations by 2030. Activists criticized the deal for omitting key commitments such as phasing out fossil fuels, which had been a major focus at COP28 in Dubai. The compromise left many issues unresolved for future climate talks. Pakistan's capital, Islamabad, was placed under heavy security lockdown ahead of planned protests by supporters of jailed ex-Prime Minister Imran Khan calling for his release. Highways leading to the city were blocked and access to the parliament area known as D Chowk was restricted. Protesters led by members of Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party planned to gather near the Red Zone, which houses parliament and key government offices. The government deployed police and paramilitary forces in riot gear and blocked major roads using shipping containers. Mobile phone services were suspended and WhatsApp messaging was restricted, according to internet watchdog NetBlocks. Islamabad police announced a ban on public gatherings to maintain order. PTI leader Ali Amin Gandapur urged supporters to stay at D Chowk until all demands were met, including Khan's release and the resignation of the current government over alleged election rigging. Khan, jailed since August last year, faces several charges including corruption and inciting violence, which he denies. A previous PTI protest in October turned violent, leaving one officer dead and dozens injured. Islamabad residents expressed frustration, calling for political stability to save the economy and end disruptions. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. Max Verstappen secured his fourth consecutive Formula One world title during the Las Vegas Grand Prix. The 27-year-old Dutch driver finished fifth in a race won by George Russell of Mercedes. Verstappen became only the sixth driver in history to achieve 4 championships, joining legends like Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton. Lando Norris, Verstappen's closest rival, finished sixth despite earning the fastest lap. Norris needed to outscore Verstappen by 3 points to stay in contention, but fell short, ending his title hopes. Russell dominated the race, finishing 7.313 seconds ahead of teammate Hamilton, who started 10th and climbed to second. Ferrari's Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc finished third and fourth respectively. The night saw intense racing with multiple overtakes and strategic pit stops. Verstappen maintained focus on the championship while Hamilton showcased vintage form, reducing Russell's lead late in the race. Verstappen's achievement marks another milestone in his career as he continues to dominate Formula One. The next season will see if anyone can challenge his incredible streak. Ruben Amorim's first game as Manchester United manager ended in a 1-1 draw against Ipswich. Marcus Rashford gave United an early lead after just 82 seconds, finishing a perfect cross from Amad Diallo. The visiting fans erupted with excitement, hoping for a promising start under Amorim. However, Ipswich gained control and Omari Hutchinson equalized before half-time with a deflected shot past Andre Onana. United struggled to maintain consistency and their midfield lacked pace, with Casemiro and Christian Eriksen unable to dominate. In the second half, United pressed harder. Alessandro Garnacho and Bruno Fernandes came close to scoring, but Ipswich's defense held firm. Amorim made several substitutions, including Rasmus Hojlund and Luke Shaw, but United couldn't find a winner. Onana's saves prevented further damage, while Ipswich nearly scored late through Connor Chaplin. Amorim's new tactics showed potential but need time to succeed as United adapts to his system. We'll be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 20,123.45. The NYSE Composite is increased by 155.15 points or 0.78%. Tokyo stock close price is 38,283.85. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 257.68 points or 0.68%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,267.19. The Shanghai index is decreased by 103.21 points or 3.06%. Hong Kong stock close price is 19,229.97. The Hang Seng index is decreased by 371.14 points or 1.89%. Bombay stock close price is 79,117.11. The Sensex index is increased by 1,961.32 points or 2.54%. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Trump completes cabinet with Brooke Rollins as Agriculture Secretary nominee. Trump's national security peak Michael Waltz vows strong U.S. unity. Trump should clean house at DOJ, says Senator Eric Schmidt. GOP Senator blocked general's promotion over Afghanistan withdrawal. Fred Harris, Oklahoma Senator and advocate for the underserved, dies at 94. Gautam Adani and nephew face ACC summons in multi-million-dollar bribery case. Chuck Woolery, former game show host, dies at 83. China concerned over North Korea's growing ties with Russia, US official claims. COP29 reaches $300 billion climate fund goal. Islamabad locked down amid protests demanding Imran Khan's release. Max Verstappen wins fourth straight Formula One world title. And Ruben Amorim's Manchester United held to 1-1 draw by Ipswich. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all the TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV. And also in all European countries and Australia available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.